Hey guys, welcome back. It is season 1, episode 6, Life is Unedited. How you doing over there, Devin?
Not too bad. How the heck are you?
Oh, I'm pretty darn dandy.
Yeah.
I got a week left until surgery from when this podcast comes out, so
Well,
not excited,
that's
but
fine.
I'll be medicated for the Monday podcast following.
Medicated and dedicated.
Oh yeah, I'll be on hydrocodone, so if I sound a bit slurred on that podcast, it's because
man.
I'm definitely on painkillers.
Yeah, and talking about sounding a certain way, I feel like up until now we've kind of our topics have been so general, so broad that people kind of think that we're being really sporadic. But I feel like the topics have been so broad that it's really hard just to dive into one thing. You know, talking about like stress at work.
Yeah,
And talk about that for an hour. So I feel like, our plan is to dive into certain specific topics like stress at work or relationships with significant others or whatever.
Yeah.
But we just kind of tried to been addressing every broad topic and just trying to give you some motivation and some help of how to get through those just general stresses or general relationship problems.
I was going to say, it is also just the beginning of the podcast. We're only on episode 6, so
yeah, we can't.
I mean, we can address everything a little bit, but we're not going to dive in.
No.
Not quite yet. But I think today we're going to go a bit deeper.
Well, I think this is a special podcast.
It is. I think it is a very special podcast because it's not just me and you today, is it?
Well,
No, I don't believe it is, dog.
Whoa.
Oh, who's
To
that?
be honest.
Who is that?
What's up, Keedan and Devin? I'm Ryne Denison. Nice to meet you guys and join you tonight.
Yeah, and actually, nice to meet you because I don't know I don't know anything. I mean, just a little bit, just your name.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know much about you either. I've only really met Keedan and hung out with Keedan, so it's going to be an interesting time getting to know each other tonight.
Yeah, I think it's a nice dynamic to just
Introduce someone.
introduce someone, but it's just a real life reaction.
Yeah.
Coming from my end, I feel like it just kind of the audience will probably feel the same way as me.
I
So.
was going to say, I mean, the most you guys talked was, 5 minutes before this? You were like, hey, I'm blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
Hey,
I mean, we just started talking about the gym, like, oh, what do you squat? It's just stuff like that. We didn't even really get in that.
I think the first question I asked him was, what do you hit today?
Yeah.
To be honest.
It was that, and then I was like, how much do you weigh?
Oh, yeah. And then you saw the video of Jordan failing that 365.
Yeah.
And then brought that up.
Yeah.
Is that really how we're going to start talking about
I
me
figured I
today?
might as well just bring it
Dude,
in.
all right. I should have stood that up. All right. That's all we're going to leave it at.
Anyways, guys, yeah, we brought Mr. Denison on today. I'm pretty good friends with him. I don't know if any of you guys follow my other socials. At Keedan is my lifting account, and I've posted a couple pictures with him. I've been getting some sessions in with him. I really
Some
enjoy.
training sessions.
Yes.
No, not massage sessions.
No.
No sus stuff with that one.
No.
Just work.
Jordan is he's been a great lifting partner. He always pushes me to my very best, and so I figured I would at least ask if he wanted to be on it, and he accepted. And I think he has some great motivational points that he can make for a lot of you guys that might need the extra motivation. And then even with that, you have other backgrounds, correct?
Yes, sir. I have a couple.
And what are those?
Well, as in what?
Well, I know you do personal training, and you're getting your certificate soon.
Yes, sir.
And you're also specialized as
A nutrition specialist, so I can build you a dietary plan. I can set you up with any type of calorie deficit, surplus, tell you what foods to eat for certain things. I can hook you up and put you down the right path.
What's your social?
My social is Ryne Denison with the underscore.
On
That's
IG?
That's my IG, and then I think my Twitter is Jordan Ryne,
Okay.
which is my middle name.
He posts some good stuff, so if you need some gym motivation, head on over to his account.
Yeah, you can watch him fail that 365 pounds.
Yeah.
Because I know he watches that video more than anyone else does.
You gotta watch your failures, man.
Yeah, I'm really stuck on it. It's pushing me to get back up to the 4 bills from earlier.
You're definitely not stuck on it. You're just mentally stuck on it. You're not physically stuck on it for sure. I watched that and I was like, before I even knew you, I had no idea who you were, but I could just tell he easily could have got that out of the hole. You were out of the hole. You just it was just a mental this hasn't been on my back in a while.
I think he's just more upset that I hit it.
Yeah, I watched Keedan hit it with a torn meniscus, and I spotted him, and then I put it on my back and was like, woo, I ain't felt that in a minute.
So, it's funny because a month ago, I would have said my max squat was 315.
And then last night,
Well, and then last week, I did 365 for 12.
Okay.
And I was like, well, that felt good, you know.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I just threw the 25s on, and I was like, well, we'll see what this ride's like,
And
you know.
you repped it out for 12.
For 12, yeah.
And you said your max was 315.
Well, just mentally, you know, so physically, I can't believe that I would have that much growth.
Oh, for
you know what I'm
sure,
saying?
yeah, okay.
So it was clearly just a mental, 315, that's where it's at.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did 365, and I was like, that was lightweight. And then I did 445.
Okay, Ronnie Coleman.
That was
Baby.
so I did 445 for 2 last night, but they were 2 decent reps. But
First one, I agree with you. I don't think you got low enough. The second one, you 100% did.
yeah.
And the stand up was a little struggle, but I mean, you still got it. So.
Yeah, well, so I did one, and I was like, if I call this a squat, I'll forever, you know,
Hate myself.
not be okay with it. I couldn't call it a squat, so I was like, no, don't go anywhere. I mean, I was still standing with it. I was like, we got to try this again. So I don't know what I could. I would really like to do 500.
That's what my
honestly,
goal was until I tore my meniscus.
Well, I mean, that was your own fault.
How I'm working on getting out of the hole,
Yeah.
I've been doing 2x10s, but for 5 reps, I do pause squats with the
Okay.
2-second pause, and then I
they
rep it out.
suck.
Yep.
And then I rep it out to end this, like, the rep or set. So I'll do 5 pauses, 5 just consecutive.
I've
Right.
never
And then my
felt
next
more
set,
pain in my life.
and then my
Really?
next set, I'll switch. So I'll go 5 reps, 5 pauses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna die.
Yeah. I guess I really like the Smith machine squats that we did.
The quad focused ones.
Yeah, the quad focus
Those are
ones. And then
nice.
getting out of the hole, what I like to do to get that mind to muscle kind of just, you know, rotation, that memory, is to do like 6 or 8 plates on deadlift and then take it all the way down, feel that stretch, completely relax basically, and then just drive up and do that like 15
deadlift?
times.
Well,
Or not deadlift,
Leg
leg
press?
press.
Leg
My
press.
bad.
I was gonna say I don't think I can take 6 to 8 plates off the ground in deadlift.
like-
I was very confused for a second. I was like, "Woo, this man's strong, but why is his squat so small?"
No. Leg press. I'm sorry.
That's
I'm sorry. I don't know why. I always do that.
I mean, it works out.
I mean, I don't think I've ever been like, I had 1,000-pound.
I think if you hit 1,000-pound deadlift and you were struggling with getting out of the hole, you have some other
for
problems.
445.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think something's messed up
Yeah, we have other
in
problems.
your photosynthesis of your body.
Yeah.
Photosynthesis.
I don't know the correct term for that one, so I said photosynthesis.
It works out.
Equilibrium or whatever.
Yeah, that
Something
one.
like that.
Yeah. Yes.
But yeah, no. So I think we should just start at the beginning.
Yeah.
Jordan. Kind of like where you're from, how old you are,
How you grew up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your
Parent
situation,
situation.
if anything was bad, that created who you are today.
Basically, we want to know why
Jordan Ryne Denison is Jordan Ryne Denison.
All right, but
why you're him and why you don't want to be what you the one that you were before. The
I
person
will
you
name
were.
this episode Jordan Ryne Denison.
Yeah.
I mean,
What do you like to be called?
that
Jay.
he calls
Jay?
me Jay, but like my nickname my whole life has been JD, or
JD.
like my brother was Denny, which is our last name, and I
Okay.
was Lil Denny because I was just around his older friends,
Little Denny.
and that's my
That's
Xbox
right.
title.
Oh my God.
Lil Denny.
Is that your SoundCloud name too?
No, that's not my rapper name. I don't have one of those.
Little Denny. All right. Let's start from the beginning and then.
So I was born and raised in Hutchinson, Kansas, of 1999 to Kevin and Justina Denison, a married couple that has been together my whole life. I'm 21 years old right now.
He knows his age.
Yeah, he didn't have to look it up.
Yeah, math is kind of easy when you're born right before the like year break.
It's
Oh,
true.
that's true.
Yeah. Just add one.
Mhm. So, I mean, I was an athletic child in a middle class home with a little bit of money, but we had to live off of it like correctly and be very smart with how it was spent and how it was saved.
So not like splurging money.
Yeah,
it was
you're,
more
you're,
like,
your parents were, they were just very basic middle class 9-to-5ers. They probably drove, cars that were maybe 5 years old or whatever.
Oh,
just,
yeah,
you
rust
know,
buckets.
Yeah. Or more than 5 years old or whatever. Just getting by, kind of comfortable, but still gotta go to work.
Yeah, it's the off-brand foods, and then every once in a while name brand clothing and things like that. Hand-me-downs if you have siblings or cousins, that type of stuff. The middle class like lifestyle that most people listening to this probably know. So like, listen up, we can relate.
and honestly, like, I'm sure there are people that have it way worse. So we're certainly not complaining about that upbringing.
Oh, yeah.
Probably more grateful than anything that you didn't have a bunch of money, didn't have to work for, where you're going.
So, like, not having a bunch of money instilled a really great work ethic in me, because I saw my parents, like, work 2 jobs, would hustle just to have the things we had.
Right.
In, like, the world we live in now.
Just to live normal, not to get ahead, not to pick up a mortgage or anything, just to grind. You wanted to get
the blue collar lifestyle, which I think a lot of us live just around here, the people I know.
I was gonna say, you told me the other day when we were lifting that you work odd jobs.
Yes.
And so can you kind of like explain what that is, and kind of for people that want to like just an extra pennies or whatever, just to pick up odd jobs on the side? Because I know we talked last episode about, or no, 2 episodes ago or something, that if you want something, you have to work for it, and that includes putting in extra time. And
a 40-hour work week guaranteed. You're not going to get ahead.
No,
unless you're, 40 or maybe you're a lawyer or something. But still, you're probably in a pile of debt and have a new car and a big house and all this other No matter what happens at the end of the 40-hour work week, people live up to their budget. You know what I mean? So like, even if you're a lawyer and making a bunch of money, or a doctor and making a bunch of money for your 40-hour work week, you're living up to that. You have the big house, you have most Americans do. So It's hard to actually get ahead in life, even if you're making a bunch of money.
Yeah, because a lot of people also don't know how to save their money.
Right.
Agreed.
But with the odd jobs, Keedan, I've been doing that since like a young child, because we didn't have a lot of money, so I wanted things for myself. I wanted to buy the things I wanted, go out with my like friends at the moment. So like, I would do some of the ones I do now. Still, I'd have like my dad's like friends, buddies that like sell houses and do real estate and do things like that. I would mow their yards. I still do that now. Me and a friend of mine right now are doing power washing.
Oh, like driveways or like siding and stuff.
Yeah, we just went in on those. Well, he went in on one, and we are working on getting another to do this and for the summertime. Yes. And then
just going like door to door, just hey, whatever, putting cards in doors.
Well, yeah, he's also a remodeler.
Oh, okay.
So he has those connections already. He's just my connection.
Okay.
Through childhood and like growing up together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like that's how I got that one. And then I sell like nutrition, like plans every once in a while for like a good little penny, just on top of like working.
Okay, so that's kind of what you do now. Let's go back to let's start in like elementary school, just kind of how you were treated in school, how how growing up in public education was for you, whatever.
So in school, I was definitely not the best book smart person, but I was still smart, so like I could get it without paying attention and putting very minimum work in and just sliding by with like B's.
Right.
And then,
that's kind of how I was. Like, I'm not trying here. I'm just showing up, but it's working out.
Yeah, and I was the quiet but goofy kid. So like, I'd be quiet or I'd be getting in trouble because I'd be like messing around with like the people around me, or like just causing a little
kind of like a class clown. Or whatever.
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, and maybe.
Well, I was the chunky kid, bro, so I wanted people to like me.
Right.
So like I would just be funny on purpose or just do stupid shit.
Yeah, and kind of I wasn't overweight or anything, but I had moved schools in like the 4th grade, and I feel like that's kind of a bad time to move schools, because kids are so like, these are my friends, these are the popular kids, and then but in like 8th grade, there's a lot more like fluidity and stuff. So from 3rd grade to 8th grade, I was just like, I was trying to get the attention because like, you know, I was just trying to be.
So like I moved schools like you said in like 2nd grade, which isn't as hard.
Right, because it's still pretty young. But.
Yeah, so like I gotta find a couple people like at elementary level that like I kicked it with that were like in my neighborhood, you know, and then I would
like rode the bus together.
yeah, like walk home from school together, hang out at one of each other's houses, like just do stuff like that. But school, definitely the funny kid, did a bunch of different like stuff just to get attention, and then on top of the attention I wanted from that, I was decently okay at sports. So like I would be like, play me in this, and then I'd want the attention from beating you.
Oh, okay.
And then like if I did beat you and you like talked a little smack, that's how my family was, we talk it back.
Right.
And so like I also got like that asshole like type of personality and like rep from like people thought I was real mean.
Yeah. Kind of like not a jerk to everybody, just like you don't want to, you know, you don't really want to mess with him kind of guy.
Yeah, definitely a jerk to the people who were a jerk to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You weren't a jerk. You just reciprocated your treatment.
Well, yeah, you know, elementary school, bro, the golden rule. Treat everyone how you'd like to be treated.
Right. Well, that's the golden rule in life.
Well, yeah. But it gets really instilled in like elementary school. They just tell you that. So like I just lived by that, and I still try to reciprocate energy and give people exactly what they give me.
Right.
And then going up in middle school, like you said, there's more fluidity. All the like elementary schools in the area come together.
Right, and I feel like the cliques kind of like you're just growing up, and so like the cliques aren't so clicky because some people in the clique like, you know, say they start getting into video games, so then there's like they merge into a video game clique. Some of these people from a clique go over here, and so you can kind of find your group, a different group, you know. Then
I was also like the odd kid out. I fit in with a lot of different groups. I like hung out with like popular kids all the way up until like high school, and then I had also played a lot of video games. I hung out with like the jocks. I didn't like do anything dumb or like drugs and like back then, so like I just was video games, sports, homework,
just pretty straight, just a normal kid.
Just a normal pubescent like 13 12-year-old bro.
And then how was like, and then high school was basically the same thing?
I was definitely quiet, walked around with the hood up, headphones in.
For what reason?
Because the school allowed it, bro, and I just didn't like talking to people or like dealing with everything. I'd rather just show up.
Why not though? Why didn't you like dealing with people?
Oh,
like was it the way they treated you? Or?
Yeah, like the whole bullying thing from like my childhood, being the fat kid. Like I still had like, I've kind of grown up about it, but I had like personal vendettas of how they like treated me. So like I was like, I don't like you. I'm putting one headphone in, going about these 6 to 8 hours,
right?
Going to practice, going home.
So did, like, say there were, how many people do you think you really had personal vendettas against?
I would say 20.
20?
Yeah.
How big was your class? 100?
No, I went to Hutch High, bro. That's six.
Well, I'm not from here, so I don't know.
Hutch High is a 6A high school, which is the biggest you can be in Kansas.
Oh, okay.
I had like 900 plus in my graduating class.
But I guess, so even better. What I was trying to say is like, so you basically not threw it away, but kind of like mentally threw it away. You threw away, 4 years of high school for 20 people.
No, I still had like friends and like did stuff, bro, but I just still had my personal vendettas. Like, me and my friends didn't talk in school because we really didn't like have classes, but like the typical lunch period, I didn't have like my hood up, headphones in. I talked to my boys and whatnot.
It was just like in class, you were just kind of
and then like travel time, class period, like from place to place, I had both headphones in, hoodie up, and then once I got to class, it was hoodie up, one headphone in, and just paid attention. I know, didn't do anything.
I know exactly I know exactly who you were. So I guess out of high school, where'd we go from there?
So I got a scholarship. I had 2 that I posted about on my social medias, and that's the only 2 I got. I got a offer from Sterling College to play football and Kansas Wesleyan, which they are both in the KCAC. I went to Sterling.
For what reason?
Their mascot was cooler.
No, they actually offered me more money. And I felt like I was gonna play there a lot sooner. like as a freshman.
Right.
And
you just thought that
I saw opportunity for myself
Right.
to prove I could play college sports to like the people who said I couldn't, being the undersized offensive lineman I was, kind of a chunky kid. I went in and started my freshman year at Sterling, but then I didn't really like school or like the program that much anymore. So I dropped out and decided that in the real world I could make money without a degree.
Okay. And when you were in college, did you have any like you knew you could make money, but did you have any
Like ideas?
Plans?
I actually had no plans, my guy. I was in school for business management and like kind of entrepreneurship type of things.
My favorite classes.
Yeah. But you know, school wasn't really it, and so I switched my major once. My
Once
1 year
in a year.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I went from business, marketing, and management.
But I mean, like at that point, you were so
I was already like mentally I was dropped out, but I
Right.
was just there.
yeah,
So I like didn't do homework, bro. I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
didn't do a thing.
yeah.
Slept, went to practice.
Okay,
That's it.
yeah. You
And
just
like party. Of course I partied my ass off
Partied a
in
bunch,
college, yeah.
okay.
Which is partially because I was so sheltered until I was like 16, 17.
Okay.
And then I felt like I didn't get the high school experience of like partying because I
Yep.
didn't get invited. Like I said, I didn't
Yep.
talk to a lot of people, so I didn't go to parties.
I was the same exact way.
Yeah, so my
But I never did that partying stage. So like, I almost went back to college. So I went to a year and a half of college of JUCO, and I could take one class and graduate JUCO, but I have no degree. But I almost went back to full-time college because that was actually the plan, was to go to K-State. That's why I moved to Kansas in the first place. But and then I bought I started a business, and because I thought I missed so much in life, not being able to party, not being able to just go to school, make minimum wage, and just have no worries in life. I thought I missed so much from not having that experience that I almost went back to college.
Yeah, because you wanted that experience.
Right, because I was like, I'll never be a normal person. But then I was like, bro, I'm not a normal person. Like I because other people were 9-to-5ers, I thought I had to be a 9-to-5er.
Yeah, you wanted to fit in with the social norm.
Yeah. I just wanted to be like just everybody else, just making it through life, no struggles. Bought a bass boat, got a loan on it. Have a nice house, whatever, make good money, just have a normal family. But then I was like, I realized that this is so crazy. Why would I want to take steps back? I was making that kind of money in high school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was working 50 hours a week in high school and going to school full time. So I don't know why I ever wanted to go back to that experience, but I feel like you just miss things.
Yeah, but I personally believe if like you grind, and then by the time you're like 35, if you work hard enough, you can party then.
That's my complete goal.
And you can like make those memories with like your grown-up friends.
Yeah. KJ and I talk, and you can have way better parties if you're a millionaire. I'm just saying,
Yeah,
like
bro.
if you have $1 million in the bank, you can party way harder in Cancun instead of partying in that junk house party, that junk frat house, at Sterling.
You watch The Wolf of Wall Street?
Yeah.
I want to party like those guys.
Yeah. That's
You know
party.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's $1 million party.
Yeah, get some of those lewds, what I'm saying? Loot it up. Can't even get any of those real bad boys anymore.
Not at
But
all.
yeah, so you went to college, partied hard, and then you just fell out of college because it just wasn't for you. And then what'd you do after that? You move home and
I was a bum for a year.
okay,
I didn't do a thing.
just nothing.
I got high and just like hung around.
Just smoked a bunch of dope and said, "This is a great life."
Yeah, for a year, and I was still sitting at my playing weight, so I was like 245, 250.
Okay.
And started to not enjoy that.
Why'd you do that? Like, why'd you just take the year off?
I was supposed to go back to HEC at semester,
Okay.
but I told my mom no I didn't want to waste the money, and I don't want to go to school. School's not for me.
Yeah.
And so
were your parents pretty disappointed?
Yeah, for sure, because my dad was really disappointed because he always is like, I don't want you to be like me, work 9 to 5,
Yes.
bounce job to job,
Yep.
no degree. He was real big on that, like, degree is very important.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, it's 20th century, you know, drop shipping, other things. I can make a lot of money and not have to bounce job to job if I dedicate myself to something.
Yeah.
Well, one thing I was gonna ask is, if we go back a little bit, you said that you took that year and you smoked, and so I know there's people out there that they deal with drug addiction, they deal with just even having like the wants and desires to try things. Do you think it was worth it to do that? Would you go back and change that? Is that something that kind of like you think about?
I wish I would have been as motivated and dedicated to make something of myself then as I am now, because I still smoke now, but obviously I'm just not as lazy about it and like don't have my own personal drive. My own personal drive, I feel like, allowed me to do some of the things I wanted to do.
So I guess probably back then you were getting high to escape reality.
Yeah.
And now you're just smoking just to
calm down.
Yeah.
Also,
not as a reality escape, just as a, it's fun to do. I enjoy the feeling, but if I had to stop tomorrow, it'd be no problem.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also in that year, and like in other times of my life, my bad for cutting you off.
No, you're good. You're good.
I like did more than just weed, bro. Like I've popped pills before, and like my life, I'd like made stupid decisions. So like I told myself, no more pills, no more anything. Like I told myself, because I saw the path I was going down, like just like being a bum, just looking for my next high.
Right.
So I told myself, no more. You're gonna make something of yourself.
Okay, so when you're doing drugs, why do you think you were doing drugs? Or I guess you probably know now that you aren't doing them. Like, what was your motive? Was it to get attention or to escape reality? Or
definitely to feel numb.
Yeah.
I didn't want to feel the things I was thinking in my own head, because I was overthinking about like being a failure, disappointing my parents, and
this is in college.
Yeah, directly after. Yeah, directly after. I felt like a disappointment, bro. Like I failed. I did exactly what everyone said I was gonna do. I wasn't gonna be shit. Was gonna be a bum, fail out, and then I was still like the chunky kid, bro. And I had always told myself, even like in high school, I'd tell people I'm gonna be fit. Like, I'm going to do it.
Right. And
it's just, playing football and being an offensive lineman, bro, I always had to eat, too. Like, my coaches would make me eat. So, like, I would work out, but then I couldn't lose the weight because I was in a surplus all the time. And so now, I'd always been saying that I'm going to get fit. And then it just kind of clicked.
Yeah. So.
The drug thing, though, what I was saying is bullying. I didn't want to feel the like thoughts, the numbness, all that. I just wanted to run away from it. I didn't want to feel it no more, so I had to find something. Was
the bullying still active that year?
Oh no.
It was simply just all those personal
mental
vendettas.
Yeah.
All the mental stuff. Okay. So I guess I always wonder, because I've never been addicted or whatever. How was it when you realized that I can't do this? Like, was it you woke up and you just looked around, or did you see something online? Did you see like a motivational thing, or did you see someone else that was your age and you're like, shit, like I'm the same age as these people and I'm worthless?
No, it was more of I was really into downers, like painkillers, Xanax and stuff like that. And it made me hate my life. Like didn't attempt, but it made me think about like killing myself and stuff. Sure. And just because like that sad feeling, the down, I was like, dude, I love myself. Like I don't need to think about this type of stuff or anything like that. Like I had to like really click myself out of like, dude, I don't want to feel this way from what they made, like the pills made me feel. I didn't want to feel that anymore. How did you come to that conclusion? Oh, I was popping way too many. And I would like black out all the time. So you just realized like I'm frying my brain. I'm blacking out way too much. Yeah. So was there like a time where you just couldn't get pills, and so you were kind of like more sober than you normally were, and then in that sobriety you were like, oh crap, like no. I know, or was it just happenstance? It just kind of just happened.
Really?
that I just told myself I wanted to stop. I, just had the habit of popping a pill. I changed the routine, and then got a reward. So
Right.
I just kind of changed my habit thought process and my habit loop to where I dropped the pills and wanted to do different things.
So what was your first step in the right direction? What do you think when you were like, okay, drugs are done, but I got to take up my time? What was the next thing?
I got a job at Dillon's Warehouse in Hutchinson, Kansas with one of my friends who had already been working there. And then we got an apartment when I was 19.
So
I actually lived across the street from you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so so that was the first
Step in the good direction for myself.
Right. I need a job, and then you saved up enough money, got an apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you got where did your health come into it? Because I know you've lost a bunch of weight.
Okay, so at the warehouse, that's manual labor, a lot of walking with a pallet jack behind you. So I went from probably 240, 235 to 220, 225.
Just from working a daily job.
Yeah, and only eating one meal a day.
Right.
Smoking a lot of weed and drinking water, bro. I was just losing the weight just from walking and doing the manual labor.
Right.
And then I lost that job.
So you're still at this time you're still just blazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, smoking a bunch.
Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
An OZ in 4 days.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
well, the other thing I was going to say with everything going on was I had a conversation with a coworker the other day, and it almost seems like now, especially, and with COVID and everything, it almost seems like the percentage of people that don't do drugs, and I am one of those people. I've never done anything relatively close to, never even had the thought to, really do it, but it almost seems like that group is a minority now, where most people have tried something, most people have done something, and, it's kind of a scary path that, our world's coming to.
mm-hmm.
And it's something that, we're in an opioid pandemic right now where people are selling, prescription drugs on, a black market or to their friends, and then their friends are waking up and they're just not waking up because they're selling things that they don't know.
Right.
Yeah, it's not prescription drugs. It's more of a fentanyl pressed things, and the opiate is very little in that. And your addiction makes you want that, and then it's just fentanyl, which out
you.
a light.
Literally, it's the tiniest little line of fentanyl just
out
done.
like a light, bro.
But I wouldn't consider it the drugs' fault. Do you think it's the drugs' fault?
No, I think it's our society's.
In what, I guess, okay, because we've never talked about this before. What do you think in society pushes drugs?
Kind of along the lines of...
Or what's the reason?
I guess if I were to ever even consider something like that, it'd be along the same lines that Jordan is.
Yeah.
Where it's more mental health.
Right.
And, mental health, people are starting to, come to sense oh, wait, we need awareness for this, but I don't think people understand the broad nature of mental health. It can be something as simple as waking up and telling yourself that you're going to have a good day, like we talked about earlier. Or, people every day are killing themselves.
Right.
Why are they doing that? Why, are you the one making them feel like that?
Right.
Is it their own personal reasons that are making them feel like that? It's something that you can't explain because you can never see how someone's feeling, but we talked about wanting to motivate and inspire people to become better people.
Yeah.
And with that, we want people to understand that not every day is going to be great.
Well, and I feel like drugs, the reason drugs are rampant are simply the quality of life. You don't take drugs if you don't want to escape reality.
Well, even millionaires are, there's a lot of addicted millionaires right now, celebrities.
But okay, think about this. So this is a really interesting thing to think about. People that have a lot of money normally aren't addicted, but they have way more access to the best drugs in the world.
The stuff that's clean,
right?
Pure, not
they
stepped
can get,
on. If
and it wouldn't be illegal
where we are right now,
and it wouldn't be illegal because they can get a prescription. But those people aren't addicted to drugs. Most of them, right? They're not addicted to painkillers. They're not addicted to cocaine. Some of them are. There's always that percentile, but there's way more middle class people that are addicted, right?
Yeah.
And so it's clearly not a fact of availability of drugs. You know, it's not the drug dealer's fault. It's not. Now, I'm not saying it's not. You know, they certainly have a part of it,
Right.
but it's not the drug availability. It's the quality of life. It's just like you were talking about, the depression and anxiety. People are trying to get out of their life, you know, right back to the suicide.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I would never tell someone not to try drugs. Like, just because I think it's just like speeding, right? If you tell someone you got to go 55, how fast do they go?
60.
They go 65. They're pushing the boundaries. So if you tell people you can't ever smoke dope, you can't ever take,
It makes them want to do it more.
Yeah. So I would, I mean, I'm from Illinois. Marijuana is recreational. You know, I've definitely, you know, if you have a clean and open mind, it's completely fine to test drugs out. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, you can't let the drugs take over your life.
And when you say drugs, you don't mean like just going out and buying.
No. And
Okay.
I mean just like, if you have a buddy and he has a J, like, I would never tell you can't smoke that J.
So what I'm asking more is, you don't see a problem with marijuana, correct?
No, not at all.
I don't see a problem with any drug besides like heroin or
See, that's
or like,
what I don't agree with, is because I don't think that you can tell some, like, I mean, like, I understand what you're saying, where like you can't tell someone like, oh, you can never do this, but I feel like it's one of those things where, like, if we as a, you know, society, you know, kind of just go against these opioids, you go against this heroin, you know, this cocaine. I mean, like, I'm one to say I think that marijuana should be legalized, either medicinally or you know, recreationally,
right?
Because there's so many more benefits to smoking.
Yes.
I mean, that's something that I researched when I was still a med student. Was, okay, marijuana is like this great thing, but why is it, you know?
Well, it's because the newspaper company, right? It's because of, I can't remember his name, but he owned a newspaper company. He planted a bunch of trees. He had this huge investment in paper, and this hemp paper started to get way popular because it was a way better option, because hemp grows like 50 foot tall. It's like bamboo. It grows so fast, and you can make really good, strong paper.
Yeah.
And you can actually make like fenders and car parts and a bunch of other stuff. But he had this huge investment, and he owned the newspaper company. So he put out all this propaganda against hemp, and then which made marijuana illegal. And so that's why there's this huge craze against marijuana. It was never because people were having you know, it's like the reason.
Well, why is alcohol legalized? That's where my you know,
alcohol is way more of a drug than marijuana.
My statement is California just like made it to where heroin and all those things, you don't get in as much trouble. That happened in 2020.
Oh, that was Oregon.
It was
Oregon did. My bad. Right. I knew it was up on the like,
so they
west.
didn't legalize it, but they decriminalized it.
Yes.
So decriminalizing means you can have it. If you get caught with it, they're going to take it away, but you're not going to get charged. But
And it has to be in that certain possession. Because if it's anything over, then technically you can still be criminalized for it.
But legally you can sell it places. You know, you don't have to go to a drug cartel or an illegal dealer. You can just go to the store, just like a dispensary.
So you made the statement why someone who doesn't do any drugs is like a minority nowadays. He even mentioned Illinois has recreational and medicinal, right?
Yeah.
I feel like it's because weed became a social norm by getting legalized, and then, you know, it's called the gateway drug, which I don't believe it is. People just want to try a different high.
Yeah.
I think that's why all the pills and everything else gets like
a bad rap.
Yes.
Well, I think alcohol is a gateway drug.
Alcohol is by far way more, and not even close to marijuana. It's way more than a drug. You have to make beer. It's actually a process. It's not natural, right? I mean, it's a natural process with, you know, fruit fermenting and stuff like that, but it's not. I mean, marijuana is just a plant. You know what I mean? It's not, and it's not a gateway drug either.
It's only a gateway drug if you make it a gateway drug.
Right. But the thing is drugs.
That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's a gateway drug or any other drug. The only reason it matters is because so many people are abusing them.
Yeah.
It's not the drug. It's the people's life. They're trying to escape reality. They're trying to get past depression.
Well, and then also with the addiction, like they want to escape the reality, but then it gets harder to get high.
It gets harder because your tolerance gets up.
And so that's when overdosing and all these things come in. And then also with like pressed pills, why people bodies drop, like in an epidemic, like it's happening in Hutchinson, Kansas right now. Bodies just start dropping because dealers need to make things differently to get you that same high, but make it cheaper.
Spread it thin.
And also make it easier for themselves.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why bodies drop like flies. People have to chase the high, want a better high every time.
I guess what, I know that you're okay with marijuana, but you're not okay with like chemical substances, right? Basically, you're not, pills or cocaine.
Yeah. I mean, even people that know me like in real life, they know I'm a natural person.
Yeah.
So like you said, alcohol for the most part, there's some things that aren't natural, but I don't have a problem per se, as long as there's no abuse to it.
Right.
And me and my family were taught from a young age to respect alcohol, and it can be a good thing if you're like celebrating in moderation, but it's not something that you can drink every single day to cure your daily problems.
Yeah. So like you said, you're about like natural and whatnot. How do you feel about psychedelics and shrooms with weed as well?
I personally would never do them.
Okay.
Only because I don't feel like that's something that, because like
it doesn't entice you. It doesn't entice you. Like
acid is still a chemical.
I'm not talking about acid.
No,
I just want
mushrooms?
the shroom, psychedelic shroom,
just
the
shrooms.
the
Shrooms
plants
are maybe the one drug further than marijuana that I would ever consider.
Right.
But I personally will not do it.
So
I don't crave that acid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had such an interesting childhood with drugs because my dad drinks alcohol and he smokes cigarettes. So I had a father that was an avid drinker, not probably like a ridiculous crazy alcoholic, but definitely drank beer regularly, probably every day, like you were saying. But I had an uncle that was in AA, and so
you saw both sides,
right? So so I had such an incredible luxury of going to AA meetings at like 14. So at 14, I saw people's wrecked lives right in front of my eyes. And so I guess I never had that. I realized so young that no matter what it is, whether it's my cell phone or whether it's credit card debt or whatever, everything can be addictive. Whether it's a pill, whether it's the phone, whether it's the TV, whatever it may be, everything can be addictive. If you have an addictive personality or if you're trying to just fill up time. So I guess, some people will say, I would do shrooms, I would do marijuana, but I would never do anything else. I would be completely comfortable, and I know this isn't the fact for a lot of people, and that's completely fine, but because I have experienced, I feel like I know so much about sobriety, not because I'm sober, but just because I've talked to so many. My uncle was really big in AA. Everybody knew JC. Like, literally, his funeral had like 3,000 people at it.
Jeez Louise.
Wow.
And I was standing by the casket because we were so close. I was standing by the casket, and every single one of those people said, man, that dude changed my life. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be able to walk right now. I'd be dead. And so all those people, I knew their life was wrecked, completely wrecked by a substance, whether it be alcohol or drugs or whatever. And so I realized that whatever drug it is, I would be completely comfortable with taking it and never taking it again.
I guess that is a fair point.
Like I could do I would love to do a line of Coke just to feel what it feels like.
And then never do it again.
Or if I liked it, maybe I would do it again. But I would always I'm so conscious about addictive personalities because, like, my uncle is an avid drunk. I mean, a drunk. My other uncle, not
Okay,
the
I was
drunk.
about to say,
okay.
Yeah,
I was gonna
okay.
say, yeah.
So the uncle that was in AA was not an avid drunk, but he was off the deep end. He would do 2 lines of Coke in the morning, smoke a cigarette, do a couple hitters of weed, and he went through an 8-ball like every 3 days.
Oh, yeah.
He was off the deep end.
Yes.
You know, so he was doing cocaine. He was buying 8 balls, buying, you know, pounds of weed.
Mm-hmm.
This was back in the 70s, so things were way cheaper, you know. And, you know, popping pills, whatever he could get on, he was way off the deep end.
Yeah.
And so, but I feel like, you know, he obviously taught me or put me into those situations because he knew that my dad was pretty lax with those things. And he knew that, man, if something goes wrong, we could go down the wrong path here. You know what I mean? And so I just was very conscious at a young age that no matter what I try, no matter what gets put in front of me, I will enjoy that sensation, but I can enjoy the capability of never enjoying that again.
I completely agree in his like addictive personality, like thought process, and like being able to like control it in moderation is how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Everything in moderation.
Yeah, like if someone said, "Hey, you ever had a Xanny?" Be like, "No." Be like, "You want to try one?" Sure. But I would be so conscious that this is a drug. This could ruin my life if I let it. And so I'm so conscious about that going into it, before I even take the drug, that I know I can't get addicted to it.
See, that's almost like mind-blowing to me, because like if someone came up to me and offered me something, I couldn't do it for whatever reason.
I mean,
I can't
if I'm in the grocery store, I'm not going to be like, I'll take that Xanny right now.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But if we're in a private
place.
setting,
Yeah.
and I obviously I would have to trust the person it's coming from. But if they're like, "Hey, you know, this is a Adderall," I would love to take that Adderall.
So you're saying if like you and I become closer friends, just saying,
Yeah.
and I came up to you and was like, "Bro, I know this is clean. I know this is straight. Do you want to do something with me?"
As long as it wasn't heroin, probably.
Well, I'm not,
Or like,
dude.
you know, like a
Dude, I
zombie
do
drug.
not do
No,
like.
I'm
yeah,
not saying
of course,
you do.
yeah.
I'm not saying you do, but obviously there would be sensations that I would never put my body into those sensations, but it could be. I mean, even if it's like, you know, like steroids or whatever. Like I would never say I'm never taking those steroids because, you know, because I might get addicted to them or because there might be health implications. Mm-hmm. Now, I wouldn't abuse. If I did, I would be completely comfortable with doing, say, a very moderate light cycle for a short period of time. And
to try it?
Just because, look, man, you only have one life.
Well, yeah, and I was going to say, it's human nature to be curious.
Right.
That is literally in our nature.
And so I love that ability. I love that experience of, I felt that, and maybe I did like it. And so if I liked that drug, I would mentally process, oh, this is what this drug does. If I take this drug over and over again, these are the implications. You know, this is what's going to happen. And so, you know, like, if you do a line of coke once a year, it's not going to kill you. I guarantee it. You know, unless it's some crazy thing. But you're not going to ruin your life off of a line of coke a year. But if you do a line of coke a day or a line of coke an hour, you're going to have implications.
It's all about the decisions you make with the drugs you do.
Yeah, it's all... Not just drugs, right?
Yeah, just every decision in life.
Or relationships or whatever. Mm-hmm. I have no problem. I think I've always been like this. No matter what it is, if someone said, "Look, man, you can make $200,000 a year by getting online for an hour a day and doing this." Now, I know that's probably a scam, right? Mm-hmm. But I might be like,
curious just to look at it.
I'll try it. I've never said, no way, I'll never try that. I'm sure I have, probably in the past, but I would never actually think that. You know what I mean? I might say, oh, I would never try and run a marathon.
Oh, I know I've uttered those words, no, I'll never do that.
Right.
And then like turned around and became curious and went and did those things.
You know, like running a marathon, or say it's just a basic thing, like riding a horse. Now it's different because I've had horses and whatever. But if I had never rode a horse, I would never say, no, I'm not riding that horse because I know some people have died from horses.
But would you ride a cowboy?
I would definitely ride a cowboy.
Save a horse, ride a cowboy, baby.
Wow.
But do you see what I'm saying? But
Wow.
do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, I have no problem with drugs. I have no problem with any substance. I have no problem with gambling. I have no problem with exotic cars that go really fast. I have no problem with, selling chemicals to people that whether it be bleach or whatever, right? If everybody's conscious of that, what's it matter whether it's a drug that might make you feel better or if it's bleach?
See, but that's my fear, is that I don't want that to become a norm in our society. Because I've talked to people, I've met so many people that have, recovered from, whether it be drugs or alcohol. And the first thing they'll tell you is, I wish I never picked it up. I wish I never drank. I wish I never did that. So you hear that and you're like, I understand. And then, I don't want to see someone else, especially if it's someone that I love or someone, that I know and I've seen them succeed, and then watch that go away because they tried something and then maybe they did become addicted. And that's my problem, is because the human brain is such a large and complex thing that we don't know what our hormones are going to link to, and we don't know how we're going to feel. So then how do we know that we can't get addicted? That's not something that you can control because that's chemical.
Here's my thing. There's no better drug than driving a car 200 miles an hour. I've driven cars 200 miles an hour, and it's way more high than anything I've ever taken.
And it's just that euphoria rush.
Right. But it's not like I drive 200 miles an hour everywhere.
Okay.
So drugs are no different than driving 200 miles an hour. No.
Okay, I understand the euphoria sensation that you mean. Right. But in the,
the accessibility, yes.
Well, not even that, just the entire thing.
Yeah, but with you saying people saying they wish they would have never picked it up, then done any of that, I'm actually really thankful that it happened to me, because then it made me
it opened your eyes.
Yes.
Okay, let's do it to something more common. Let's do it with alcohol.
Okay.
Alcohol is very public.
It is.
It's very easily accessible. You can get it anywhere as long as you're over 21 or 18 in some states. 18 if you're with a parent or whatever the heck the laws are.
Well, even then, if you go to a party in high school, you could be...
Right.
You'll see 8th graders that are, taking their first sips, or 8th graders that are drinking a whole bottle.
For sure.
And it's how you were raised.
So I guess, are you just afraid that if we let more drugs be legal, that population would be greater? Because statistically, in every experience that it's ever happened, that's just truly not the case.
Well, my only thing is I would legalize marijuana purely for the fact that the benefits are far greater than the cons.
Right.
And we've criminalized so many people for smoking something that you can grow out of the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And so, I don't see a problem with...
And we're paying for those people to live right now.
We are. Yeah. That's part of our tax money, is to pay for these people in a jail to be jailed because they were smoking something natural. And so, I don't see a problem with, marijuana, or if we do have a problem with marijuana, I don't know why alcohol is legal.
Yeah.
Because there's, so many deaths that occur with alcohol every year.
Look at cigarettes, dude.
Yeah.
Cigarettes have killed more people than the coronavirus, and we shut the country down for a year.
Yeah, and we literally used to publish cigarette ads everywhere.
Cigarettes are so bad for you, you can't even advertise them.
Yeah. You can't do anything. When it comes to nicotine, because it is the most addictive substance on earth.
Mm-hmm.
No, actually, caffeine is.
Yeah, but...
And then nicotine.
Well, actually, sugar is number one.
Okay, sorry. Sugar, caffeine, nicotine.
Yeah. So it's just like sugar, right? Sugar is a drug. Sugar makes you feel good.
I am so glad I cut sugar out of my diet.
Right, but sugar's no different.
I love sugar.
It's a broad argument, but sugar is no different than cocaine.
No, sugar is the worst thing that you can put in your body.
Right.
It is. It increases your chance of cancer, any cancer anywhere in your body, by, 800%?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, no matter if it's a drug or bread or whatever, no matter what it is,
in moderation.
Exactly. It's okay.
And I guess something else that I want to add is,
but drugs are definitely harder to do in moderation, maybe, than sugar. But I would honestly disagree
Yeah, I think sugar. I mean,
The only thing is, drugs can affect your life much quicker.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you start doing lines of Coke every day instead of drinking a Mountain Dew every day, it's probably going to be a lot worse. But honestly, in the end all, there's no difference, right? Because if you get severely overweight...
I guess it really is publicly, like, accepted to be,
completely
especially
overweight.
in the 50s, it was like if you weren't smoking, you weren't in that norm.
Right.
A cigarette, you'd be smoking a cigarette and drinking a beer or something.
It's just like this. Sugar is so popular and it's so bad for you. Look how many doctors are overweight.
That's true.
Look how many medical physicians are overweight. You know what I mean? So
I guess you can't contribute all of that to sugar, but a good majority you can.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, the population in general is overweight.
Yeah.
People don't work out enough. It's like the whole video games, phones, TVs.
Right.
People just sit on the couch, don't do anything, have zero motivation, dedication to, like, get up off their
Well, I was
ass.
going to say, that was the other thing that I was going to add is, I talked to someone who used to do meth. And she said, I asked her, I was like, what was the best thing that you did following doing that? And she said, creating new habits.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, what does that mean? She was like, going to the gym, taking a shower at the same time every day, doing something that,
With you saying that, I mentioned it earlier, and I mentioned the term habit loop. I'm actually reading a book right now that is about the habit loop and how the brain works.
What's the book called?
Oh, I would have to think really hard. I think it's The Good Habit. That's what it's called.
Okay.
It's a yellow front. It's got, like, a guy walking and, like, around 4 circles on the front of it.
And it
literally talks about how the brain starts a habit. It's called, like, the cue.
Is it 21 days? Is that the...
No. That's a different... That's,
no, it's
Andy
actually a book, like 200 pages. I'm reading it right now.
No, I meant, like, have you learned how long it takes to create it?
Oh, like brushing your teeth.
Dude, it could take
do it for 21 days straight.
Yeah.
It becomes a habit.
It's got to, like, take... For certain things in your brain, how long you've been doing it, it's going to take longer.
It depends on chemical compounds in your brain and how much it's being, how much it becomes a second nature.
Yeah, but it's literally called the cue, the routine, the reward. So they get the cue, like they want to get high or they want to eat that whole bag of chips. Like it's your cue.
What time are we at, Key?
We're about 56 minutes, but I really don't want to stop this
Since
one.
we have a guest, I think we should do these like an hour and a half.
Honestly,
just because you're trying to get through so much of life, and we're really on a great topic here. So I think if the audience wants to tune out or skip ahead, they can certainly do that. But I think we're gonna go for an hour and a half just because this conversation's going so good.
Yeah, I agree.
If that's all right with you,
I'm completely okay with it.
Awesome.
But like I was saying, it's just your cue, and then your routine. You got to be able to you got to find something, as in the routine, like he said that lady did with the meth.
Right.
She gets her cue, she does something else, but she gets the same reward, like euphoric feeling, or just feeling from got from doing that.
Yeah.
And so that's how you change a habit and make yourself more susceptible to changing it.
Okay, so I have a question for both of you, because I think clearly I have a very unique opinion and a really unique experience being raised. Being raised with seeing both sides and all of that. Why do you two think, or I guess I can ask you directly, how did you let yourself go down that path when you had seen so many other people do it?
I guess I didn't go down that path.
No, I mean him.
Oh, so
yeah.
are you talking about with the drugs and whatnot?
Yeah, with just like taking, like just being a waste of life for a year.
How did I do that? Is I came back to Hutch from Sterling after dropping out, and it was just easily obtainable. And my aunts, uncles, brother, everyone in my family kind of is like told me stories about when they were younger. They did like drugs and stuff, and so it's kind of like a family thing that not really like is a family thing, but like them doing it made it okay for me to believe I can do it too.
Okay.
But I let myself have the addictive personality.
Did you I guess when you started doing drugs or whatever, did you know personally people that had just completely ruined their life with drugs?
My own family, my brother, he like crapped off his life
by
like doing really hard drugs. I watched him go down a terrible path of like in and out of jail, doing different drugs. And then like I saw how like he talked and treated his own family because of the drugs. They like completely reframed his brain.
Yeah, my brother's on heroin right now.
Yeah. Like speaking of which, you saying that, when I was 18, I watched one of my brother's closest friends nod off from a whole syringe full of I think it was heroin.
Wow.
Or like something that got him like that.
Yeah, so my brother's the same way. So my brother is a mixed kid. It doesn't matter, but you know, I like to reiterate it because I truly just don't see color. I grew up in a family with a mixed brother, and color could literally matter no difference to me. I don't care if you're white, black, blue, or red. It doesn't matter.
But I think just that right there, I was just going to say, I think that's a social norm to classify someone
For sure, right?
And I think that's my biggest problem with society is, why do we have to classify that?
The only reason I classified it was because he didn't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Because like he doesn't know my background or anything.
I'm not gonna lie to you. If he told me he had a brother, I would assume he was white.
Right. So that's why I said it.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that he's black or whatever. I was just kind of giving you more context.
And to me, it wouldn't matter if he was black, purple, yellow, green, red.
It doesn't
blue.
matter.
Yeah.
But anyways,
like,
so
his insides and his brain is what I care about.
Right. So he got caught up with the wrong people, went to prison, got out of prison, got his life straight, got addicted to heroin.
Mm-hmm.
So I know exactly what you mean because I talk to my mom basically every day, and she's like, well, your brother's back. He's talking crazy, you know? I mean, he's psycho. He'll be like, the devil is within you, you know, or he'll be walking down the street with no pants on. I mean, he's just cracked out of his head, you know what I mean?
Him personally, my older brother, my half older brother, he is the reason I stopped doing anything I was doing related to a bad life.
Okay, so do you think you didn't let it ruin your life because you saw that direct correlation?
Yes.
Like, I know exactly where he was, say 5 years ago when he was barely, you know, he was right, he was at the beginning of his path. I'm going down this path.
Yes.
So do you think that if more people start ruining their lives, that less people will begin to ruin their lives?
If they pay attention and truly want to change themselves, yes.
Like, do you think if Uncle Bobby ruined his life, that would help someone not ruin their, or realize that, oh, we're going down the right?
I feel like hits hits home a lot harder for people when it's your own family.
Yeah.
When you watch them
Yeah.
fuck everything off, ruin their life, hurt the people closest to you, the people you love the most, and the people that love them the most, and them not care. Mm-hmm. That's what really let me change my life, because I saw how I was acting, the things I was doing while off the pills and like coke and everything.
Yeah.
Like, I definitely didn't like how I treated my like loved ones and how like I talked to them because of like certain things. And I was like, I feel like just like him, I feel like it's gonna happen. I feel like I'm gonna do everything he did, become him, and I did not want to do that.
Well, I think we should be taught more in school.
So that's the point I was actually getting at.
I mean, we sit in school and you learn about things that you're never going to utilize in your life.
But you learn about DARE too.
Well, yeah, but you learn about drugs in a week.
Yeah, see, that's the problem.
In health class.
But who
pays attention in
I
health
didn't pay
class?
attention in health class.
Not a damn
I
time.
couldn't tell you the difference between gonorrhea and chlamydia, and I mean, like, it doesn't matter to me.
Okay.
It's something that goes in one ear and out the other, and it's like, okay, that's general knowledge at this point.
So you guys didn't go to my high school. Obviously, we're all from different high schools. Did you guys have motivational speakers come in?
Every once in a while, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'd have certain things coming.
So we had motivational speakers.
Actually, no, we had like one.
Yeah, so we did too. Maybe one a year or one every other, whatever it was. But those people never struggled in life.
We had one that dealt with her son killing himself.
Okay, so I feel
that was
like
it, really. I think
I feel like, because, and I'm just going off of personal, you know, what happened in my life. I wonder if when you're in maybe high school or middle school or whatever, if you had someone come in that ruined their life with drugs, right? Mm-hmm. And basically went deep down into how they ruined their life and what happened and how they knew they were starting to do that. Mm-hmm. I wonder if that would actually affect kids more.
I feel like that would touch home for most kids, but also, you know, some kids don't pay attention to those things. So that's why I say the family tie and it being in your own home really, I feel like, would help more people, but also what you're saying, I feel like, yes, it would probably save more percent than what is happening now.
And the problem is, like, we don't want every family to have a bad person.
No,
you know what I mean?
No.
So like that's why I was thinking if we could have one motivational speaker or whatever that was sharing their story broadly, directly to you, like right in front of you.
I don't think middle school's a good time.
No, I think like
high school.
Yeah,
I feel like you take a certain group of your high school. You grab your
juniors
and sophomores.
Like small groups.
You grab your sophomores and juniors, the kids who are like peak of high school, wanting to like experience those things and like are curious. The ones who are drinking all the time,
just starting to drive.
Yeah, doing that stuff, like stealing their parents' liquor out of the like alcohol cabinet and stuff like that. Like just doing all that stuff. You want to grab those kids. Yeah. And maybe the kids that are about to go to college. So the seniors.
So he talked about why he got addicted and how he got out of it. Why do you think people get addicted, or like why do they get addicted? Why do they stay addicted? Stuff like because you haven't been. Like, why do you, as just a third person, just seeing other people do it, why do you think that drugs are so rampant right now?
Well, I was going to say, I mean, like, my addiction right now is the gym.
Right.
And it's for the same exact reason that people do drugs. The same reason that people eat sugar.
This is so funny, because I literally talked to my dad about this morning. Because I don't even know how we got down this discussion, he and I, but I had brought up... This is how it was. We were talking about people being, growing up a certain way and never changing. Kind of going by the morals of their parents, right? And I said, if I went by your actions, I would smoke every day and I would drink every day. But I don't. Right?
Yeah.
I go to the gym.
Yeah.
And so it's so hard for me to even conceptualize why someone would want their vice to be bad for them instead of their vice be good for them, right? We all have a vice. My vice is going to the gym and bettering myself.
Right.
But other people's vice are taking, doing a line of coke and then partying. So I guess it's such a weird concept to me. Like, why would someone want to do that? Why would someone... I mean, I know it's because of social norm and well, it's way easier, right?
I was gonna say not even that, and it's it's straight from textbook. It's one of the first things that you'll learn in, kind of like your beginner like medical classes when you get to the the pituitary gland,
right?
And it's this master gland. It will do all these great things, and well, if you trigger that, you stimulate that with something that gives you a euphoric feeling. Euphoria is released into your body, and you feel this uplift. You feel so good. You feel so amazing.
You feel high.
And that's literally what your high is that euphoria.
Yeah.
And the problem with that is that it can be attained depending on how stimulated you are from a young age. Say, okay, you do a roller coaster when you're like 4.
Yes.
Oh my God, I want to do that again. So then you're going to want to do that for as long as you can. Like, that was the craziest thing in the world.
Well, it's irregularities in your life, right? So like if you live right next to Six Flags and you ride roller coasters every weekend, it's not going to matter.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that's literally it, is exactly like...
Right.
There's some people who... I mean, if you were raised around drugs and you saw the negatives firsthand, growing up, and you're like, wow, okay, like, I see that. Versus people like myself, I was never raised around, people that did drugs. It was more...
You were kind of sheltered, like,
well,
look.
Not even that, but it was like my family, we drink alcohol. Okay. That's like a thing, it'll be like a family event, and as long as you're above the age of 16, you're legally allowed to drink with your parents.
Yeah.
And so we drink at family occasions, but it's, okay, yeah, you can have this drink, but that's it. Yeah. And it was, like...
Moderation.
Yeah, and it was like, oh my God, I get to drink with my family, that's great,
Yeah.
And then... You get to the point like where I'm at the point now where like I don't even have to drink. I enjoy being with my family, and like it's cool, like, oh yeah, sure, I'll have a drink of this or I'll whatever. But it's not the fact that you have to do something in order to have fun or in order to enjoy yourself, and that's my problem with drugs is there's so many amazing people in this world, but I almost find it selfish. You are spending your money, spending your single life. Your decision right now is to spend your money, your time, your everything on one high.
Yeah.
For today. And then what if you don't wake up from this high? What if you die?
Yep.
well, you just missed out on meeting someone else that could have just changed your life for the better.
Yeah.
Someone that could have taken you from the situation you're in now up to a situation that's going to literally skyrocket you.
Right.
But you'll never know because you took that chance. You took that, you did everything that you weren't supposed to, quote unquote, by the way of living.
You see, with you saying that, I really like the fact that you said you're addicted to the gym, because you can get that same euphoric high from leaving the gym. And like a lot of people need to find, a lot of people, I think they can't leave the drugs, or they stay addicted because it's hard for them to find something that gives them the same satisfaction.
Habit.
Yes.
That same habit, that same feeling.
Well, it's the same thing with cigarettes. Is people, when they stop smoking, it's either they get addicted to seeing the smoke in their face,
right?
They get addicted to pulling something from their pocket, or just holding their fingers in front of their mouth,
or just drawing on, like having a pencil in their mouth and just drawing, right?
Like for myself, if I was to quit smoking, I would chew gum.
Yeah,
just to keep your mouth busy.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah. So, I guess you wondered why. I have the perfect reason why. I know exactly why people do drugs and don't go to the gym. Right? It's the same feeling, but it's way harder to go to the gym.
It is. You have to get your ass up and go to the gym.
Right, and you can't just go to the gym. The thing is if I do a line of coke,
you can sit here and not move.
Well, and not just that, but I can do that line of coke and I'm high. I don't have to go to the gym
for months on months.
Yeah.
Takes time. And then the other thing is, why the hell are gym memberships so expensive?
How much do you pay for yours?
Gyms are expensive to build.
I mean, it's true. I understand that, but
the thing is, you don't have to go to the gym.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that's true.
You don't have to pay for that line of coke, just like you don't have to pay to go to the gym.
That's right.
Okay, that's also fair.
How much is a line of coke? What, $10 for a line?
Whoa.
I wouldn't know at the moment.
Well, yeah, but I was just trying to conceptualize
with the rate of inflation.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just say a gram. A gram of weed is $20 or whatever. Most places.
Yeah.
I mean, I just know that from high school. Everybody knew a gram of weed.
This guy got juiced.
Yeah,
this kid got juiced, bro.
Dude,
10 a G all the way up.
It is known for a fact it's $10 a G.
Not in Illinois.
Well,
maybe because we're farther away from the border or whatever. But 20? No, but right, because it has to go through more middleman.
Yeah.
20, there's no way you're getting under $20 in Illinois. I don't care who you go to.
It's the demographic.
Yeah.
Maybe, but it was a really bad.
Because I've been offered marijuana for $10, and it's one of those things where it's like, no, but thanks. I'm
like you mentioning that the gym memberships are like expensive. So is people's addictions to drugs.
Right. Right.
They make the decision to pay for that. Us, like people like ourselves that go to the gym and want to better ourselves and are dedicated to a goal we set for ourselves, that's how we spend our money on our addiction.
Right.
That's how other people spend their money on their addiction.
Well, the other thing is, if you spend all of your time benefiting yourself, you spend your time in the gym, you spend your money on the gym, you spend your money eating healthy things, you don't have money or time to be doing drugs or be doing something that's going to take you out of that, reality.
Right. And I was thinking about this the other day because I knew, I just kind of think about the podcast, just try and correlate my thoughts before things come up. I think there's maybe, honestly, there's maybe 30 minutes a day where I'm not doing something that's bettering myself.
I was going to say, I have about an hour and a half at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Y'all's schedules are a lot more like jam-packed than mine.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is, if you want, no.
I'm just saying I would have the free time to be able to do those people, like the stuff those people like have.
Right, but it doesn't matter because it's not all work, right? Going to the gym is bettering myself.
Yeah.
Right? I could be doing drugs in that time, but I'm going to the gym. So even my vices, even the things that I have to do to get that same euphoria, to get those same endorphins, it's still bettering myself.
Yeah.
And so it's such a strange concept to me that, you're taking the same amount of time, right? Say you get high or whatever. It's probably going to last an hour and a half or 2 hours. Well, it's basically 2 hours for me to go to the gym. By the time I take a shower, yada, yada, go to the gym, come back, 2 hours. So
I could before the gym?
Well, yeah, because I
do too.
Dude, you remember I spread shit for a living, right? It's in the air.
Okay, that's fair. But
So-
no, I was gonna say technically I do shower because I shower in the mornings and then
Yeah.
I get to the okay, that makes sense.
Usually I shower like 2 or 3 times a day. If I need to wake up, shower once in the morning, shower before the gym, shower after the gym.
Yeah, that's fair.
I shower a lot.
I mean, if you shower in the morning,
feel
I don't
that, so
shower.
do I.
Yeah.
Hygiene is really big for me.
Oh, me too.
Oh, me too. But
it
like,
drives me
if
nuts.
if I work out in the morning, first thing in the morning, I don't shower before. I just go.
Well, yeah.
I'll do my hair, like put water in my hair because I'm not.
I won't
going,
even do that. I don't give a.
Dude,
I
he has
don't
fluffy
care.
hair. He has
yeah,
no
you
maintenance
have fluffy
hair.
hair, bro. I have white straight hair, bro. Like
I just put a cap on if that's an issue.
I
But
used
like,
to put my hair in a man bun. I used to be so ugly.
but if there was,
used to be. Oh, it's all love. It's all love. I'm kidding. You're a beautiful man. Calm down.
right, but so yeah, your schedule might be more open,
Mm-hmm.
but you're probably not including all of the things that you're betting yourself.
That's
like,
true.
What some people don't understand is, like, most of the time, even when I'm on social media, I do look at it, but I'm really scrolling for information. You know what I mean? Like, it's really rare for me to just listen to songs. Like, maybe if I'm driving and I'm thinking about other things, but at work, because I drive a truck all day.
Okay.
And so I have my AirPods in all day long.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like I just turn on the country station every day. I listen to podcasts. I learn. I try and better myself. I try and get different opinions. I try and listen to different demographics, whatever it may be.
Yeah, I agree with that. Self-knowledge and like self-improvement is the best form of like knowledge and like learning anything.
Yeah, for sure.
Like you read a book for an hour a day, you just got smarter.
Yeah. Yeah, and
You know what I'm saying? It's like anything to improve your self-worth, your self-knowledge is okay. It's like completely what you should do.
Yeah.
Be dedicated to it.
Yeah, I agree.
I was gonna say one more thing, in terms of why, because I'm just sitting here thinking like, if I was a normal person listening to this, it'd be like, well, it's hard to better myself. Okay. Why is it hard? What's the part that's getting you? Like, you can't go to the gym because you don't know what you're doing.
Well,
you can't go to the
yeah,
gym because you don't
so-
have a friend to go with you.
Here's the deal.
People aren't dedicated enough, and it's hard to stay dedicated to that goal if the goal isn't changing as you want.
Fast.
So like say you want to lose weight, or you want to run a mile faster, or you want to run you're athlete and you want to run your 40 faster, and then you're working really hard but you're not seeing any type of improvement, like bettering gains, anything.
Yeah.
People are going to fall off. They're going to quit.
So it takes at least 3 weeks for the body to make any changes.
Here's the deal.
Mm-hmm.
They're on a 30-minute mentality, and we're on a 30-day mentality.
Yeah, but I'm saying like you can't see, like, you sent me your month-to-month update.
Mm-hmm.
You said you didn't quite like it, right?
Yeah.
But that's month-to-month in your own eyes.
Like,
month-to-month to yourself is hard, bro. But me, someone who hasn't really seen you all that much except for like very recent, you send me that month-to-month, and I'm like, that's a good month.
Yeah, that's
Like
improvement.
you did improve a lot. That's a good month.
But here's the thing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, sorry to cut you off.
you're
Like
good. Keep going.
the outsider eye, I feel like is really important, just in a small smidge of a way.
I was gonna
When
say,
you're
yeah.
really, really wanting that goal and you're not seeing it yourself, like that one small encouraging sentence, phrase, just anything that makes you feel better about what you've been doing will help push you.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna address is, you know Zay.
Yes.
Isaiah, he's a great guy. I'm wearing his jewelry right now. It is the Running Guard Trader. I see people repost his story, but how many of them have actually bought it? How many of it have actually supported him? Mm-hmm. Why is it so hard to support your friends?
It's so funny. If I own a business, say I own a moving business, all of my friends would hire me to be a mover, but they'd be like, you're going to give me that friend discount, right?
Yeah. That's what I was just about to say.
Here's the deal. They're your friend. You should be wanting your friend
to succeed.
to be the best person they can be. And they've taken this endeavor on in their life. They've taken all this risk. They have all this stress. The least you can do is not ask for that $20 discount, bro.
Honestly, I know I haven't bought from Isaiah, and Isaiah, if you listen to this, I apologize for that. But I haven't bought from him, but that's your friend, and he's a business owner, and he's gonna have his own connections. You throw him an extra 15, that's gonna throw your own self, for that being your friend, and you supported him that much more. He's gonna be that much more willing to let you promote your own self and network and get those connections because you even supported him that much more.
For sure. And it doesn't matter if it's your friend, your best friend, or your brother. If you... There's been a lot of circumstances in owning a business that I've wanted things done quicker than they probably should have been done. But if I wanted those things done and those things got done in that timeline, there's no chance I'm not giving that person a $50 bill.
Right.
There's no chance. If I take my truck to a shop and it's a $50 charge, I'll give them another $50. Only because they got me in and out so quick. I made $50 just because they were so quick. Mm-hmm. And even in normal life, there's going to come a time. That's why I like supporting small businesses so much, because there's going to come a time for me where I need something on, say, a Sunday when a business is closed. I've thrown enough tips, and you don't have to throw money, but if you're really appreciative and maybe just throw them a couple bucks, pay the bill real quick or whatever.
Or even that, just be sincere.
Right. Just, man, I'm so thankful for you to do this. What's the bill? Don't argue with the bill and just say you're the best. Walk out. You don't have to throw them the 50. I'm capable of doing that, and so I take that extra advantage, but you don't have to do that. But there's going to come a time, there has come times where I needed things and that business was closed, but because I had a relationship with those people, I could get that part or whatever.
So like you were just saying with Isaiah, and I know kind of where you're gonna go with it because I feel like you get him just as much as I do. He's really good about, he'll Snapchat like people every day, say you're gonna be great, you're a wonderful person, like go chase a bag today, go get something, go hit the gym, like just do anything. He's like, and it's with a smile and a good attitude. That itself, him sending that to people, can make their day.
Guaranteed.
No, it's like one of the best things in the morning to wake up to Isaiah smiling on my phone screen, telling me to wake up,
bro. At like 5 in the morning. At like 5 in the morning, he just says wake up. I'm like, dude, you're grinding. That's great, but I want to sleep.
Right. So I don't know if you've listened to the previous podcast, but for a week or maybe a couple weeks, I did these Instagram posts in the morning, and they were pretty motivational. There were some likes and stuff, but just by me doing that, just by me putting that out there, I had like 10 people message me like, "Man, that saved my day right there." And so people don't realize just little things on social media or whatever. Man, just adding a little bit of positivity into just the atmosphere completely changes people's lives.
Yeah, I also think even like throwing negativity in your own problems on social media is like really, really like not needed. And also people don't need that on top of all the negativity and all the problems in their own life. They don't really care about your own.
That's my thing.
You need to like nut up
and shut up.
Yeah, and take care of it for yourself.
Yeah.
Like if you hate it that much, do something about it.
By the way, I'm tweeting out Isaiah's company name on Twitter. That way, if any of you guys do want to check him out, it will be on the Twitter.
Awesome.
Continue though.
Go on with what you're saying.
Ooh.
Because I forgot what you were saying.
Oh yeah, it was the nut up or shut up thing. You kind of caught me off guard with that, but yes, shout out Renegade Trainer and Isaiah Holmes. But yeah, the nut up and shut up thing. Like if you want to be better and do better, just go do it.
Yeah.
Like create a plan, find some people, like 3 to 4 people that have the same idea or plan as yourself, and grind.
Yeah.
Because if you keep people who want to go up in the world with you with the same thought processes and like things you want to do, your life will be better, you'll have more fun, and you'll be more successful.
For about a year, I told no one that I owned a business. No one. And I loved the fact that no one knew. I loved that fact because I knew that every day I was grinding my balls off. I mean, I was going to work and I was showing up and I was doing so much more than them. I never told them. And then a year later, they see I have a new pickup. They see, I have these things, and they're thinking,
you work the same 9 to 5 I do.
Yeah, like
how'd you get that?
What's going on? The same thing can happen for someone that has negativity in their life. Like if you have negativity in your life, you don't have to tell people about it. Just change it, and then they'll realize that you were in a bad time. And if they, it'll come up, and you don't have to. There's plenty of bad things in my own mind. I don't need your bad things too.
Exactly. My bad. But you guys are live life unedited, right?
Yeah.
That's what it is. So, bruh, like, you're saying you don't tell anybody. Don't talk about your problems. Don't try to think about your problems as much as you possibly can.
Yeah.
And just try to
grind.
Edit the things around them and make your problems not as bad. Because if you better the things around your problems, those things you're doing in your life to make life better is going to attack those problems.
So our name is Life is Unedited.
Okay.
But that's not for the future. That's for the past.
Mm-hmm.
So we completely agree with you.
You can edit the future. You can't edit the past. That's written.
Life is unedited, just like us talking here.
Mm-hmm.
It's unedited. Whatever we say, it might offend some people, but these are our real thoughts, and we think they're, to the best of our knowledge, the best information we can put out there.
And we didn't discuss anything before this, did we, Jordan?
No, sir. We just kind of jumped into it and got about it.
Right. So you can change that. That's the whole point of the show, is your past, no matter how much you think about it, no matter how much you ruin your life thinking about what happened in the past, can't change it, bro.
If you always think about the past is always going to be your present.
You can't change the past.
Your past will always be your present if that's all you think about and that's all you dwell on. You got to think about your future and live in the present and grind every day to try to make what you're doing successful for yourself.
Don't have 30-minute goals, have 30-day goals, have 30-year goals. Like, if your goal is to be happier, guess what? Drugs probably aren't the answer. Changing your freaking life is the answer, dude.
Those millions of dollars you get from hustling as a young buck from the ages of like 18 to 25, and then when you're 30, bro, you're going to be real happy with all that money you got and probably the really sexy girlfriend on your side if you're not ugly. Like, you're just going to be in a better situation by hustling now.
And you know what?
I mean,
hey, I know some rich people that are not that attractive. They got some hot
money
girlfriend.
that's what I'm saying, bro.
Money,
you got a nice
talks.
you got money, bro, and you got a good personality, you're gonna have a really fine.
I was
Money
gonna say
talks,
even then, ugly is a conception, I think.
Oh,
because I can wake up every
Beauty's
day
in
and
the
tell
eye
myself
of
that I'm
beholder.
ugly, and I'll start believing it, and then I will start living up to, oh, I'm ugly. But if I wake up and I tell myself like, damn, you are good looking, dude, it changes your mindset on yourself. You see other people, and you'll start complimenting other people, and every time you compliment someone, it boosts their self-esteem, and then they'll look at themselves and like, you know, he was right. I actually do look pretty good today. Or, you know, like the words that you say that are good might affect someone for 5 minutes, but the words that you say negative will like affect someone for 5 years.
Exactly. Yes.
You can't change that. And that's something, like we said, you are editing their life. You are editing their future by saying something harmful that's going to cause them.
You're altering it, which is going to make them edit it.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you're not editing it for them, but you're altering it, and they're editing it.
Yeah.
I really like how you said if you wake up and tell yourself that and other people are saying it to yourself, it's your own thought process, self-talk. I think self-talk is really big in like just like motivation and like
I completely agree.
Yeah, no, I really enjoy self-talk.
Me
like
too.
For like building your own self and like getting through things. Like if you have a problem, you should really definitely talk to yourself about it, figure out what's happening, and then say positive things of how you're going to change it and affect yourself and what you're going to do, and then apply yourself to those goals and do it every day. Be positive about it.
I completely agree. Those Instagram posts, they weren't just like, I'm going to talk about this today. When I woke up, I thought, what do I need to hear to get my day going? Like, what struggles am I having? And if someone told me this, how would it help me? And I just wrote it down, and I put it out into the public. I just put it out into the atmosphere. And just by me trying to help my own self, it helped all these other people.
Yeah, that's what like a lot of people don't realize. You actually share a lot of problems with a lot of people.
Right.
So if you just talk some positivity about your own life issues and how you did that to better this, someone can see that and be like, dang, maybe I'll try the same thing. And then the same thing didn't work, but now they have like a thought process. And so they can put their own ideas into your thought process.
Right. And earlier I said, you shouldn't tell people about your hard times. Well, you shouldn't tell people, oh my gosh, my life's so hard. What I did was the exact opposite. I influenced them to have a better life because I knew I was struggling with the same thing. I didn't say, look, I'm having a shitty day, guys. What I said was, if you're in a shitty situation, this is how to fix it.
Mm-hmm. Well, even then, I think there's some things that definitely you should get out.
For sure.
You should definitely tell someone or at least talk things out. But then there's things in your life that happen every day don't really matter in terms of, is it going to bother what you did tomorrow
like the
that
price
you
of
woke
gas.
up late by 3 minutes?
Like the price of gas.
It's
gas
people's
gas
first
goes
world
up by
problems.
like 2 cents.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's the end of the world.
It's the first world problems we have of living in America, I feel like. And I have no idea of how people outside of first world like live about their problems and whatnot, but first world problems is really the reason why people think their life is so bad.
Yeah.
This is a wild statistic. So I know immigration's been in the news a lot lately.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like not a huge majority, but a loud percentage of people, people that really talk a lot, hate what America is right now.
I do.
There's 40 million people that are on immigration lists to come to America right now.
Yeah, I know. And I would give them my spot only because I do not like the way our society is going. And I said that earlier.
Me neither. But
if you would give them your spot and you don't like where our society
where
is
would you
going,
go?
that's what I was going to ask. Have you been paying attention to the outside worlds, the outside countries, all these other places and their societies? Would you like to leave here and have their society in the way they live?
The grass is always greener on the other side.
Yeah.
Well, the one way I would like to live, and it's, I don't know why. It's just, irony because I'm Norwegian.
Mm-hmm.
Norway. And it's because they have a government that has saved up money from taxing, from everything. They're
financially stable.
They're so financially stable that they have a fund of over $150 for every citizen that they can use in case of an emergency.
It's just like Alaska.
Yeah.
Alaska, you don't pay taxes, they pay you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But it's like, okay.
I completely agree with you.
Because our
Americans' economic situation is in shambles.
And maybe it's because we have such a big majority of land that it's hard to control everything that comes in and out when it comes to currency.
No.
But at the same time, we're going to war every 5 years or every period of time because we disagree with something or we need something.
It has nothing to do with how big our population is or how many acres we have. It has to do with all these politicians that are more worried about getting reelected than helping the country.
And we're not going to talk more about politics because we said we wouldn't, and it's about to get real serious.
But that's the thing. Like, it's the same thing with change. Whether it's the government's financial situation or someone's depression and just normal life, if you keep doing the same things, guess what? You're going to get the same outcomes.
I really want to say something, but I can't.
But right, so here's the thing. Whether it's a company or whether it's just a normal person or whether it's the government, if you keep doing the same things, if you keep doing drugs, if you keep trying to escape reality, if you keep eating too much food, if you keep going down the wrong path, guess what? You're going to keep going down the wrong path. And you know what going down the wrong path is? It's not just going down the wrong path. You got to go down the right path. You have to go all the way back down that path that you just came. You have to go all the way back to the good path because you went the wrong direction. So you went 100 miles the wrong direction. So to go 100 miles the right direction, you actually have to go 200 miles because you have to go back to normal and then to greatness. If you think you're too far down the rabbit hole of loser, if you think you're so big of a loser that you can never recover reality and never be successful, you're so wrong. And if you keep having that mentality, you're going to keep going down the wrong path. Just like we were talking about last week, don't wait until Monday.
Start now.
Because if you wait until Monday, you're 3 days farther. or however long it is until Monday. Just start now. Just say, look, if you look in the mirror and you don't like the way you look, don't say, I'll get a gym membership on Monday. No, go up and down the balcony stairs 10 times today. It doesn't matter if you have a gym membership. It doesn't matter if you have other people to do it with you. If you want to change your life, it's your life.
That's on you.
You don't need anybody else. You don't need any special equipment. Just start. Just walk. Just start walking or whatever it is.
Like he's saying, if you keep going down the same path and like don't actually apply the pressure and like the energy to what you want to do because you're worried about outsider opinion, anything like that, any type of
social construct or whatever.
Just anything that's not your own opinion about what you want to do, you're not going to be successful in it.
And I guess I'll put my 2 cents in because we are reaching that hour and 35-minute mark. This podcast, okay? I know a lot of you listening know either me or Devin, and if you don't, we appreciate everything that you guys have done. We talked about supporting a small, business.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need you to send us money. We don't need you to buy a
we're not.
If we sell merch, we don't need you to buy it. We just want to make a lasting difference in you and for you to make a difference in someone that you know, and then to continue doing that because we've talked about it all episode. Life has its addictions. Life has its problems. Life has ups and downs. Life has all of these different things that will, set you so far back. But if you can take that initial step towards the right direction, like Devin said, if you can start doing something to better yourself, to give yourself a better shot in the future so that your kids have a good shot of, surviving in a economy that's not going to, just put them on a pedestal and float them. If you can do anything possible to give you, your friends, your family, anyone close to you, the best chance of surviving in a dog-eat-dog world, start now.
Exactly. I was talking to someone, and this is going to be really short. I was talking to someone that was 28 years old, and he just couldn't conceptualize how far I had come at 22. He thought I was 35 because I'm so far ahead of him. I didn't have... Success is not about opportunities. Opportunities and luck is about 10% of it maybe. But no matter how much luck you have, you got to work. And working is 90% of it. So just because you don't have a trainer right now, or just because you don't have a mentor in life to get you off drugs, or whatever it may be, all you need is yourself. All you need is to just make the U-turn, start going in the right direction.
I completely agree.
I think that's it.
I think that's it.
Sorry for going long, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, we apologize.
We hope you guys accept our rant.
I think Jordan might be back in the future, or you might be seeing some of him. We still need to get a workout video with him. We're getting that camera pretty darn soon.
Pretty quick. We're going to get some content up for you guys.
Hey, that content will be lit.
It'll be fire.
It better be.
Yes.
All right. Well, this has been Life is Unedited. Jordan, you have anything to finish up on?
I appreciate y'all for having me here. It was a wonderful time, and I really, really, really look forward to being here in the future.
All right.
Awesome.
Well, it's been Jordan, myself, Key, and
Devin.
All right. The Twitter is @isunedited. Instagram is Life is Unedited. We'll see you later.
Deuces, guys.
See y'all.